And I am just showing you a quick garden update. Today is June 25. It is a Tuesday morning. I just got home from work. And this is my large garden bed, at least the larger one, in my backyard. I don't have a very big backyard compared to what I've seen online, so this is just an average size, and I'm taking a portion of it to grow my own food to bring to the table. So you can see, if you have watched my other live video, my first garden video, I have like the plants in here, but they were not as big. They were less than half the size, if maybe even just a quarter of the size. So now they have gotten huge, extremely big, especially the tomatoes. The tomatoes take off in the heat. We just had a heat wave for about a week. It was about 90 plus degrees. And so this is what came out of it. I did water it every day, just tried to keep the soil moist. I also fertilized this maybe about a couple weeks ago with some bone meal and some worm castings. And so here they are. I did trellis these a little bit. This large trellis right here. This is from Aldi. I always get Aldi and Lidl mixed up, but it's Lidl, excuse me. And so I do have some fruits growing. So I'm gonna show you my tomato here. This is actually given to my daughter, or given from my daughter from her school. And I didn't quite know what it was, but it looks like they're like little cherry tomatoes. This is a long pepper plant. I see just one lone flower in here. This is my one bell pepper plant. Yeah, just one. It doesn't look so great, but it's recovering, and it does have a decent sized bell pepper on it. I'm gonna leave it be. This is nasturtium, that's wildflower, and I have 3 okra plants right here. They've gotten so much bigger than from the last time that I did a live video. And okra was not my favorite thing to eat. Was actually I hated okra at one point, but now I love it. And the earlier you pick it, the less, I guess, stalky the okra will be. You can fry it, you can put in soup. It's delicious. So pick it while it's young. It's very proliferative. Can't say the word, but so that's why I have 3. But I love it now. So that's why I have 3 in here. I do not see any flowers yet, but I think this might be the start of an okra. And the last time I had an okra, it grew pretty tall. I would say 3 feet, at least from what I recall. So I'm excited to get harvest from these very soon. I have nasturtium here. This is like a sweet potato, like leaves. It's not the sweet potato itself. It's called kamote. So I'm curious to find out if this will actually grow potato. When I last grew this, I did not harvest the ground. I didn't look in the ground for any harvest. But what we do with it was we eat the leaves. So I have about 1, and there should be 2 more over there. So total 3 plants. These will grow very long, and I'm planning to train this up the trellis. So basically this is a raised garden bed, but I'm making like a vertical garden bed at the same time. All right, so going into the back over here, I have my large tomato plants. They're pretty big. These are cherry tomatoes. I'm trying to see what this one is. This is golden sweet right here. I did cut this back a lot. Like I cut back some of the leaves. I picked some of the suckers. Some of them I'm letting it grow, like this one right here and this one right here. I am letting it grow because there is a little bit of space. I'm going to let this grow onto this pole. This one is an indigo cherry tomato. You can see the color changes right there. Isn't that gorgeous? Like picture perfect right there. Love it. And this is a mighty hefty tomato. I was planning to just let it grow with 1 or 2 stalks, but it's actually growing into 3 stalks. I'm gonna let it be. So 1, 2, and third one's right there. And this one is Rapunzel. You can see by the clustering of the tomatoes here as well. And a nice one is right here. Isn't that gorgeous? It's not red yet, it's still growing, but it's a beautiful cluster of tomatoes. Now this one is called, I'm trying to remember, this one's called Celebrity. This should be like a medium-sized fruit. This is the only one that's not growing very quickly. I mean, it's getting enough sun. The plant looks really healthy. I don't mind it not getting so big. I'm not sure if this is a determinate or indeterminate. I thought I picked one determinate tomato, but this looks really, really healthy. And I'm trying to, as it grows, I'm trying to push it into the cage so it gets support. Like this guy right here. Now this one is called Maglor. This is an heirloom. I did not intend to get an heirloom tomato, but here it is. And the reason why I don't like heirloom tomatoes is because I get powdery mildew in my backyard easily. I get diseases easily, so I try to pick a disease resistant plant. So this one, you can see it is pretty healthy for now, and I try to push them into the cage as it grows. So this one, I thought I was pulling the sucker, and I accidentally pulled what was growing, the stem. But it's okay because it was gonna grow outside the cage and onto this little garden bed here. All right, so a few more things. I have in here in the same garden bed a huge Cosmo, no flowers yet, but it's pretty big. I also have yellow banana peppers. You see it here? Oop. Hi there, guys. I will be harvesting that pretty soon. And then marigolds. I just love this color. It's like a deep red orange color. And then my little baby carrots I am growing for the first time, and the bunching green onions right there. Now what I'm excited about is this massive guy right here. This is another pretty hefty guy, and he is the Super San Marzano, and it is growing a few tomatoes right now. So I'm excited to see how big it gets. And then I have some bush beans. They're supposed to be bush beans, but to me, they look like climbing beans. They have that texture to them that they like to stick and climb, and they're getting pretty long. So if they get longer than this pole right here, I will get out my longer poles and let it climb until we have no more space. Because my intention was to get a bush bean. This was from the Dollar Tree. This was direct sowed. And then my wildflower is it has a nice bud right there, and it's going to blossom soon, hopefully. My eggplants I can harvest as well. I have an eggplant that got curved because I don't have any space down here. It's basically oh, this thing is falling over. This thing is curving because it grew too close to the ground. We had a bad storm yesterday, so I'm thinking that's the reason why this plant is tilting a little bit. I have to give it some TLC. And I do have some eggplants on here. Here's another nice looking eggplant right there. Okay, so my poor Cosmo fell on the ground. I have some poblanos, no peppers yet. I have some jalapenos there, and I think this one is also a poblano. 1, 2, 3, and 2 jalapenos is what I have in this little garden right here. So let me show you the little baby garden. This is basically a third of the size of the garden that I just showed you. So I am growing bitter melon this year as well. I have the same trellis from Lidl, and I just put this twine all around it. Instead of tying it like one corner to the next, I'm just going to wind it up from one corner to the other corner. I will save time, and I will save some twine as well. You can see there's a lot of little buds here. There's some flowers as well. And these are also bitter gourds. This is another thing I did not like, I guess, when I was a child. And as I grew older, I enjoyed it. And if you pick it young, once again, if you pick the vegetable young, it won't taste as bitter. So there's several ways on cooking this. And you will see on my channel once these are done and able to harvest. I will show you how we use them. Especially my mother, she's good at cooking this. You can also cook the leaves. We use like mung beans, and so at the end of the season, when the basically the plant is starting to stop growing flowers. It's getting cold. We will harvest the leaves and put it into soup, and that is also edible. So my little baby cucumbers, I know they're starting to grow late. I did put some cilantro on top of them to try to mask the smell from any vine borers. This is my squash that I grew from seed. And this is another squash. This is actually a squash that I got from the store. I dried the seeds and I started growing them. And here's another little cucumber. I do have one more thing to show you. If you just don't mind me moving the phone over here. We have twigs on the ground from the storm from yesterday. But these are green squash. This is zucchini. Look how big it is in the pot. And my summer squash. It's pretty big. So I'm just showing you the vegetable right now that I'm planning to use to bring to the table for more food to my kitchen, you know, for my family. And that's the purpose of me showing this garden on my channel. All right, so I'm going to end this live feed. I'm glad for those who stopped by. And even after production, I don't have to edit this video. And I'm just really proud of the garden. This little bit of space that I have can grow this many vegetables. So I would also suggest you grow the vegetables you would definitely eat, not just grow vegetables to grow vegetables in your garden. You can feed your neighbors too. But I would say grow things that you enjoy eating and that you enjoy growing. So that is my garden update for today. I will probably show you when I start harvesting these vegetables. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.